Shocking warning from Alcaraz to his next rival that nobody expected. After sweeping past Casper Ruud in the early hours of Thursday, this Friday Carlos Alcaraz will face Cameron Norrie in the quarterfinals of Indian Wells. The Brit is the only player, along with Jannik Sinner, who has beaten him in the last 10 months. It happened at the last Paris Masters. In fact, Norrie has defeated him in 3 matchups, something that is far from usual on the circuit when talking about Carlitos. In a press conference, the world number 1 said without beating around the bush that he wants vendetta against Cam. It's going to be a very difficult match against Cam. I've had great battles with him. The last one I actually lost, so I want to get my revenge, without a doubt, he said. At the same time, the Mercian was asked why it has been so difficult in recent years to face the Brit, and Alcaraz pointed to the fact that he is a left-handed player. I would say it's always complicated to play against left-handed players. The way he can vary the height of the ball is fantastic. He has a very flat backhand and a forehand with a lot of spin, which can confuse you in how you perceive the ball coming at you, he concluded. The world number 1 will face Cameron Norrie in the Indian Wells quarterfinals, the only player along with Sinner who has beaten him in the last 10 months. Alcaraz and Sinner do not agree on the controversy surrounding the tennis world. In recent weeks there has been a lot of talk about the time players have to serve after the Mercian starred in a striking moment in Qatar Open. In the first set of the quarterfinals of the ATP 500 in Doha that faced Carlos Alcaraz and Karen Khachanov on February 19, a moment practically unprecedented in the Mercian's career took place. With the score at 4-4 and shortly after saving a break point, the world number 1 received a warning for delaying his serve. Carlitos went straight to argue with the chair umpire, the Croatian Maria Sakake, explaining that he went to celebrate his point with the crowd and didn't have time to go for the towel within the 25 seconds stipulated in the rules. Later in the press conference, he criticized that inflexibility. Let's say there are several chair umpires, the problem lies with 1 or 2, the same ones who have been a problem in many matches. There are others who are flexible about this. I would say that if they understand tennis, they know how to handle it. Those who are very strict and have no flexibility are the ones who understand nothing about this sport, added the world number 1 in some very harsh statements. During Indian Wells, Jannik Sinner was asked his opinion on the matter and the Italian was nowhere near as blunt as his biggest rival. After long rallies or depending on where you finish the point, sometimes you just have to hurry. But it's the rule. It's the same for everyone, he explained. Right now there are situations where you go a couple of seconds over the shot clock, which is normal sometimes, but yes, you try to stay within the 25 seconds, he added in statements published by Uba Tennis. I have my rhythm or my routine before serving, but sometimes I don't follow it because I would go over. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, he concluded. Sinner admits he is trying to copy Carlos Alcaraz. The world number 2, just as he used to do with the Big 3, tries to adopt the best aspects of the Mercian's game. After beating Denis Shapovalov in the 3rd round of Indian Wells, Jannik Sinner spoke on Tennis Channel about how his game is evolving. Specifically, the player from San Condito said he is trying to copy the best aspects of Carlos Alcaraz's game just as he did with Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal and still with Novak Djokovic. When I had the opportunity to practice with the Big 3, I always tried to take small details from each of them. And I do the same now. If I see that something Carlos is doing is great, why shouldn't I try it? The same with Novak and everyone else, explained the Italian. I've seen Alexander Zverev playing much more aggressively, for example. Everyone tries to improve, and if you stagnate, everyone else rises. You have to be honest with yourself, and I want to finish my career saying that I maximized my potential, he added. In the next round he will face João Fonseca, the great jewel of the circuit and a player he has never faced before. Sinner is the big favorite, but if the Brazilian plays as he did against Tommy Paul he could cause problems. Alcaraz, I get tired of feeling like I play against Federer in every round. The Mercian tennis player talks about what it means to always have an opponent in front of him who plays at an incredibly high level. Alcaraz opened up in a press conference about what this duel against Arthur Rinderknecht was like. He was playing his best tennis, I would say, in the first set and at the start of the second. For me it was really difficult. I got into trouble, to be honest, but I'm very happy with how I handled everything that was happening. I accepted it, moved forward, stayed mentally strong and then tried to do something different. I think I simply started playing more solidly, waiting for my opportunities. The 7 Grand Slam winner played down the ankle twist he suffered in the second set when asked about it on court. I would say it's fine. Now I'll check it with my physio and we'll see how it is. But I was able to run well, so I hope that tomorrow it will be as if nothing happened. Alcaraz is aware that he is the rival everyone wants to beat from the other side of the net. Sometimes I get tired of feeling like I'm playing against Roger Federer in every round. Sometimes it seems like everyone plays at an incredibly high level. I don't know if it's just a feeling, but I feel like it always happens against me. If they played at that level in every match, they should be much higher in the rankings. It's something that worries me and that I think about while I'm playing. The Merchant insisted on this point. It feels as if I have a target on my back, and I think they feel that if they don't play at that level they can't beat me, or at least that's what I imagine they might think. I must try not to let the opponent be aggressive or play their style and try to impose my style. In his analysis of the match, Carlitos spoke about how he felt after the first set. I was a bit angry with myself because I had several break points, even a set point, and I couldn't take advantage of them. I felt like I had let great opportunities slip away, and sometimes it's hard to accept that. But at the start of the second set he played at a very high level in the game where he broke my serve. So I accepted it, tried to stay mentally strong and keep fighting. I knew I would have more opportunities and if I wasn't there, I couldn't take them. Alcaraz also had time to comment on the award his brother received, the Hottie Coach Bracket, an award created through a popular vote to find the most attractive member of a tennis player's coaching team. I knew he had won it. I think he was more nervous than I was in the tournament. It's very funny that many players follow it so much and celebrated that my brother won the award for the most handsome coach of the year. The name of João Fonseca has been in the spotlight for a long time. Perhaps too much for such a young player, who was labeled as the future of tennis and the player who would fight with Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner for the biggest tournaments. Without yet having the necessary level, the Brazilian felt that pressure and did not evolve in the way that was expected in 2025. However, at Indian Wells he is showing a renewed version and has won 2 very difficult matches. First he defeated Karen Khachanov, a very tough obstacle on hard courts, and then he swept past Tommy Paul. He has certainly not had an easy path before standing in front of Jannik Sinner. I've always been a calm and quiet guy. I try to behave with everyone in the best possible way. I need to get used to all this attention because it corresponds to the place where I want to be, winning Grand Slam titles, aiming for world number 1 and being top 5 in the rankings, admitted the Brazilian, who has been working on the mental side of the game for some time. Despite having spent more than a year in elite tennis, it is curious that Fonseca has never faced either Alcaraz or Sinner in an official match. That is where it will truly be seen what he is capable of and whether he rises to the occasion in big scenarios. There was only an exhibition match with Carlitos, in which the Spaniard won in 3 sets. Realistically, no conclusions can be drawn from that. I love the support of the people, signing autographs and taking photos with kids. I try to act naturally and be positive. Regarding expectations, I neither like them nor dislike them. I simply try to do what corresponds to me. People say I can be a great tennis player and compete with Alcaraz and Sinner. I take it as something positive, I see it as a privilege, not as pressure, he admitted. I need to believe that I have the necessary level for it, and in fact I do believe it. I think I can achieve it. I just need time, mental work, physical work and technical improvements in my tennis. There is still a lot to improve, but I am on the right path. Having beaten Khachanov and Paul is important for me. The Brazilian currently occupies world number 35 at the age of 19.